Natalie Elford.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I congratulate my honourable friend from Kirkcaldy and Cowdenbeath on his maiden speech. I pay tribute to his passion for his community expressed and for those of all of the maiden speeches that we have heard so far tonight in this debate. I rise to speak in this second reading debate on NHS funding to acknowledge that this Conservative government is committed to delivering record funding for the NHS to secure world-class healthcare. However, healthcare is not just about how much money goes in. It is also about how it is spent. I welcome the intention of this bill, which is to provide financial certainty in order to secure improvements on prevention and detection, as well as the treatment of patients. And I believe that that focus on prevention should apply to every new baby life coming into our world. For even though a hospital may be state-of-the-art, as my local Buckland Hospital is in Dover, if proper procedures are not followed, then avoidable deaths and serious injury are the result. World-class healthcare is therefore also about leadership, standards, strong procedure. It's about culture, accepting responsibility when things go wrong, and ensuring that there is accountability when life is unnecessarily lost. Showing compassion to those who have suffered when mistakes are made. I would like to take a moment to share an avoidable and sad event with this House. An experienced mother attended Buckland Hospital in Dover last January after becoming concerned about changes in the movement of her baby at 36 weeks. The baby was well developed at over 7.5 pounds. The mother was a higher risk category, having miscarried before, as well as having other gynecological factors. At the hospital, she was put on the standard fetal baby monitoring under the supervision of a long-standing midwife. The midwife had with her that day a student trainee. The mother reports that during the monitoring process, the midwife left the mother and baby at times in the sole care of the student, that the student was having difficulties getting a reliable reading, and that this was raised with the midwife on more than one occasion. The reading continued to be unreliable and incomplete. However, the midwife decided to stop the fetal monitoring, signed the monitoring sheet noting that it was defective and a poor quality reading before discharging the mother and baby. Baby Tallulah Ray Edwards died shortly thereafter, within 48 hours of being discharged from hospital. She died of hypoxia, which is suffocating to death in the womb because of lack of oxygen. Tallulah Ray's mum, Shelley, and her dad, Nicholas, have come to me in my surgery, and they have asked me to raise their serious concerns with my honourable friend, the Minister for Health, about the avoidable death of Tallulah Ray. In raising these concerns, I would like to acknowledge the dignity and tenacity with which Tallulah Ray's family have looked for answers so that other families do not experience such a loss. Tallulah Ray's parents maintain that she died as a result of inadequate fetal monitoring at Buckland Hospital, which is part of the East Kent NHS Foundation Trust hospitals. There can be no doubt that Mum Shelley should not have been sent home on the 23rd of January 2019 without the proper procedures being followed and completed. This was confirmed in writing by a very senior consultant at the Trust. This incident is all the more shocking because the unnecessary death of Tallulah Ray was far from an isolated incident. Last Friday saw the conclusion of the coroner's inquest of baby Harry Richford, a death in 2017 at another East Kent Trust hospital. I would like to pay tribute to my right honourable friend, the member for North Thanet, in his sympathy and support for baby Harry's family, as well as their dignity in their distress and their desire to ensure that lessons are learnt from the unnecessary and tragic death of their baby son. Inadequate fetal monitoring and wider problems in local maternity services have been highlighted in the inquest proceedings, as well as Care Quality Commission investigations in 2016 and 2018. Indeed, there was even a damning secret report commissioned by the Trust as far back as 2015 that has only recently come to light. As one of the local members of Parliament in East Kent, I cannot be fully assured that fetal monitoring in every case and without exception is being conducted to the right standards in our local hospitals. Nor can Tallulah Ray's parents, Nicholas and Shelley. They know nothing can bring their baby daughter back, but they want to see changes to the law and administration of healthcare to ensure that no other parent suffers such an unnecessary loss. They want to see, first, that there is immediate action taken at our local maternity services so that there is no risk of another baby dying where inadequate fetal monitoring is an issue or procedures are not followed or there's unclear or inadequate advice to patients. This cannot wait for a lengthy public inquiry. It needs action now. Secondly, that the culture of the Trust should be made subject to a further and detailed review. Tallulah Ray's parents are still trying to get answers to their daughter's death. Yet in the latest draft report to them, more than a year on, the Trust has not even bothered to get their baby's name right. The Trust needs to stop hiding behind paperwork and process. It should take responsibility right now so that Tallulah Ray's family can mourn and move on. Thirdly, that the rights to a coroner's inquest are extended to all baby deaths, wherever that death occurs, be it before or after the birth date. I know the government was bringing forward changes to this before the election, and I'd like to ask my honourable friend, the Minister for Health, for an update in how these measures are being progressed to ensure that there is a right to an inquest in these circumstances. To conclude in relation to this important bill on record funding in the NHS, money isn't everything. Effective management and oversight, responsibility and accountability, diligence, respect and compassion, these are all essential features of a world-leading healthcare service. I hope my honourable friend, the Minister for Health, will support me and my honourable friends from across East Kent as we look for urgent and immediate improvements locally to give mums and dads-to-be the greatest possible confidence in our maternity services right here and now.
Yeah.